Welcome to the Wicked Bee of the West YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie Diana Eubank. I'm a doctoral candidate at Concordia University of Chicago, and I am a professor of operational management, supply chain management, lean operations at Stan State and Cal State East Bay. So, with us just celebrating Memorial Day weekend, and as we celebrate throughout the summer and fall, uh, different holidays specifically celebrating our veterans, those who have served our country, and those who have worked in the armed forces here in the US. I wanted to bring attention to a really interesting issue that I found while researching the topic of disability and inclusion in the American workforce. Which again, my research field specifically is within remote work and remote leadership. Now, my husband is a former US Marine. He was specifically a helicopter mechanic. Uh, Recently, we went to the Castle Museum or Air Museum in Atwater, California, which I have the video in the link within my uh, blog website, which I will link in the description below. So it was really interesting just because we encountered one of the types of helicopters he used to service. He predominantly serviced Hueys and Cobras. And we came across a Cobra, and my husband has very limited mobility on top of his ADHD. The mobility is due to injuries that he suffered while in the service that were exacerbated due to an injury in the workplace. So basically, those injuries made other injuries worse. Um, with that being said, he has limited mobility and cannot stand or walk for more than 10 minutes at a time. And in walking more than maybe 100 meters will just cripple him for the rest of the day, with or without his cane. So he predominantly uses a power chair to get around, especially where he has to um, be in a position more than 10 minutes at a time, or move around for more than 100 meters. This being said, he was so moved by his remembering of the work that he used to do, all the hours of electrical work that he put into maintaining and repairing these machines. It was really a beautiful moment, even if he was very crass in some of his description. But this got me thinking, well, disabled veterans are disabled people, and what are the percentages of those people actually in the workplace? And so I went to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, and I found out that Gulf War II veterans, these are veterans that served in or around 2001, pre or post 9/11. They make up 27% of all of the disabled veterans presently in the United States, and veterans only make up a little less than 30% of the entire population of the United States. Again, based on findings from March of 2023 from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, also referred to as the BLS. Now, the US BLS also comments on how many of those workers are actually in the workplace. And based on it, disabled veterans have a higher likeliness of unemployment than other disabled communities. And presently, the disabled community only makes up about 17% of the entire workforce. Now, mind you, this is up. Prior to COVID, the disabled population, which for the entire US, according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, which they do preface it, is only based on those who file for disability either through state or federal government. Um, Fun fact, not all disabled people file or get disabled benefits from the state or federal government, and not and they identify as disabled but don't necessarily disclose it to their employer or anyone else, really, because of the discrimination that is both conscious and unconscious as bias within HR. Hell, even for myself, having ADHD and dyslexia, um, recently has been when I've started to professionally uh, I identify and basically come out about my disability or disabilities. And in the past, when I have disclosed it at work, it usually led to a lot of other discriminatory behavior, especially when I would notice different flaws in software systems. They would gaslight me about it and say it's just because you're dyslexic, you know what you're looking at. And when I would show screenshot after screenshot after screenshot and finally get it through to IT, they're like, oh, you're right, there is a flaw. Oops. This being said, there's still unfortunately both known and subconscious bias within the disabled community in the hiring workplace. So those who are able to hide their disability, otherwise referred to as masking, do so when they can. And this decreases inclusion and diversity in the workplace, quite frankly. And since remote work, there has been an ability for those who either have their disabilities very visual and you can see that they have a disability, and those who don't, who are able to work and be effective and productive contributors within the workforce without feeling like they have to explain or justify their disability and get their accommodations, by the way. A lot of my personal accommodations are met by working remote. So prior to COVID, we only had 13% of the entire disabled community actually participating in the workforce, and now it is up to 17% and growing. During COVID specifically, it was up to 25% during 2020 through the middle of 2021. Again, per the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. So we're seeing remote work positively affect diversity and inclusion, particularly in the disabled community. And as we're thanking our veterans for their service on these various holidays that are coming up and have passed, we should really be considering showing more appreciation by promoting more remote work as an effort to enhance their ability to contribute and be able to have a chance, really, to for these statistics to not become the long-term norm for this community. There are also a lot of different resources that are available to them that we as community members should be embracing the use of and familiarize ourselves with that. If you would like more information on how you can help promote uh, our disabled veterans into your workplace as an effort to again increase diversity and inclusion, feel free to contact me at my consulting firm, Wicked Bee of the West Consulting. I have my other social media outlets as well that you're able to reach out to as well. So I want to leave you on this note of, again, let's support our disabled community in all of their fashions by promoting more remote work. And remember that remote is here to stay, and it is the future of work.